part 4 of the family. In today's tutorial, we're going to start out by fixing the tree. We're going to work on our bench, and we're also going to do our snowman. So let's get painting. Paints we'll be using today is black, permanent red, ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, titanium white, orange, and neutral gray. The paint brushes we'll be using is a 1/4 angle brush, a number 4 Filbert, and a 2/0 liner. All right, next part we're going to come to is I'm going to try to attempt to do this in front of y'all. Turn that a little bit. I'm going to bring my fingers to the end, and I'm just going to try to bring them and figure out where my middle is, which is about right here. If it's over a little bit, either way, I don't care. If I want it to be perfect, I can measure it. I'm not about being perfect. As I showed you, I came in to about middle ways here. I am up about 1.5 inches from my bottom, and I just drawed me a line. I'm about it might be more on one side than the other. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter with all that's going to be going on here. If I wanted to put the bench over, wherever you want to put the bench is fine. I just drawed a straight line, etched it out. It's about 5 inches. And then I drawed another one on top, same length, 5 inches. And then I just came around and put a little arch right in here and a little arch right in here. So that's my start of my bench. And then I came off on the side just a little bit, maybe a 1/2 inch, and I just brought my legs down, and then I just kind of pulled them out. And I'm just going to kind of let them go over the off the edge there. And we've done the same thing, and about 1.5 inches, brought it down. I'm trying to keep it straight. And same way here. And that is the start of our bench. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my Cobalt Blue, some of my white, and a tad little bit of black. I want to try to make a gray. A blue gray. I like that blue gray. Okay, I'm not using much of this. And what I'm going to do, try to get this off my brush as much as I can. I want to make it smooth. And I'm going to come around and I'm going to paint just the bench. I think I got it too dark. So I brought some more white in. Let's bring a little more white. Like the lighter blue, but it's still a little bit too blue and not enough gray. Okay, let's try this and see if that's gonna, there we go. You just have to, when you're playing with colors like that, you just have to kind of play with them. So at this point, I'm going to let everything dry. I've come in with some neutral gray for this, and I'm picking up my angle brush. I'm not happy with the color that come in here, so I'm going to come back in with some gray and white. And yeah, that's much better for me. And I don't like my legs came out, so I'm actually going to come back in with snow. But I'm going to go ahead and cover it up for now. And then I'm going to just grab this little gray, a little darker gray, and I'm going to come right in here, right under there, and give it a little shadow. here and come under here. Just a little line there to give us that division. Bring it down a little bit. There we go. Just some shadowing in there to give us what we want. And like I said, I'm going to bring that back. I can try this with my paint right now. I don't know if it'll work because it's still kind of wet. But I've got my white paint here. Just trying to cover up some of that color that I didn't like under there so much. And I may have to come back in with several coats of it. We'll see how it does. Yep, I know I'm going to have several coats there. I did decide, and I'm going to put me a snowman over here. What I've done here is I've taken my, it's about 1.5 inches, my paint top, and I circled it, and then I'm just, he's a little lopsided, but that's okay. You ever build a snowman? They're lopsided. But we're just going to come in here and we can straighten him up. His paint helps us figure out what we need to do. But there's his body for now. And I'm going to take a little bit of my, I'm going to use my number 4 Filbert. And I'm going to take a little bit of my Cobalt Blue and a little bit of my white, and I'm just going to kind of outline his body with it. And that's just to get me started. We're going to come back around. We'll probably take a lot of that out, but that's just to get me started. Alright, and then we're going to come around. Here. It helps get rid of those pencil marks. It's a little darker because I couldn't. My paints are wanting to dry up on me. So I'm going to use some white here. And then I'm just going to grab it and come around his head. I washed and dried my brush. And I'm just coming in with some white now. And I'm going to cover a lot of that blue up. I don't want him outlined in blue, but I got to have something there to give him some division. Let me grab a little of this gray and see if I can bring my snowman. We'll bring him in with a little gray, and then we can come back over him with some white. That sounds good. I don't want him to be very gray looking. Just want some division, because you got a white and white. That's what we're basically doing. And you have to practice with the colors you want, what you want to get rid of and what you don't want. We're going to let that dry, and then we're going to come back in and put some more white on him. bring my white back in here and cover up some more of this blue that I wanted to get rid of, since I didn't care for that color. I'm fixing to throw that thing in the trash. And then just letting the white dry there. Now we're going to come down here to my snowman, who I think is a little dry. And I'm going to just put some white over him. And I'm going to try to leave some of that gray shining, just so we can tell where the snowman is. If I'm not happy with that, I'll come back in with some the blue one, give him just a little blue tint. But we got stuff to go on him, so hopefully that's going to help us divide him out. I don't know yet. I was looking at my tree and I just don't like the way this limb is coming off. So I decided to come in there with some white and brown, and I'm going to make my tree a little bit wider here. I like little knots to keep them. They don't have to be perfectly straight. Trees are not perfectly straight, so that's why just do a little something different in there to make it look a little different. See if I can pick up just a little of the white and bring in. A little bit too much white, I think, on here, so now I'm going to just pick up some brown and come back in, if I can, and bring in some brown and just kind of, well, I did exactly what I didn't want to do. There we go. I wanted to blend them in. So I'm going to have to let that dry, and then I can come back in there with some white. But I like the way the tree's looking now, I think. Don't look at my drawing yet. I'm not even finished there. We're just talking about the bench today. Alright, I have I ordered these. These are a golden maple. And they are, this is a 2/0. I ordered these from Amazon. And so I want to try it out today. It's a berry. You can see that. Alright, I'm going to pick up just my gray, and if this is not dark enough, I'll add some black to it. But I want to come around oh so lightly and just put a little design on my bench. And it doesn't have to be just right. It can be whatever I do to it. It's not something that you're going to pay a lot of attention to. It's just something to make it a little fancier. So, as you can tell, it just makes it, it's like a little vine on it. I really do like it. And then we're just going to come along in here and curl out. And I just did that very lightly with my little liner brush here. Alright, I'm going to come right under here, and I'm going to do like a little U shape, just to give that, let's see, first I think I'm going to outline my bench here. Very lightly with my gray. I like that. I'm going to do this side too. Just trying to do light. Alright, then I'm going to come right under here and just do a little design on the bench. So I'm going to just roll my brush when I feel like if I feel like I'm getting too much paint. I'm going to come along in here and probably just outline this. Just because I think it's not real bright, but I think it just helps add to the painting. Just slow and easy, and do it smoothly as you can and as light as you can. And all I'm using is my natural gray for this. Okay. And then we're just gonna come under here. There. I am not always the straightest hand, but I do enjoy it. Alright, here we're going to just eyeball it. We're going to come around, and then we're going to do one more right under here. And I don't think I outlined this bench, this leg, so I'm just going to very carefully outline it. If anything, I'll come back under here and put a little shadow under, which I probably will. I'm just going to tell you now, I'm just lightly coming under there with a little shadow. But that's all I'm going to do to that. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and buy these because I don't make any money off of these, but I'm going to tell you, it's a pack of them. And I'm very pleased. First time trying them. So I used the 2/0 first time. I'm very pleased with the product. I'm back with my snowman. I'm just not crazy about the gray. I tried it, didn't like it. I've tried the Cobalt Blue, didn't like it. Alright, I'm going to use some Ultramarine Blue and some white, and I've got my number 4 Filbert for this one. So that's what I'm going to attempt to try to do right now, is use, since I don't like that gray, I'm going to use just a little bit of white. I'm trying to get it where y'all can see. I'm going to use a little bit of white with my blue. I don't want much blue. I want it a baby blue. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just come around where that pencil line is, and I'm going to outline my snowman. again. And we can just kind of overlap them. Make them feel like they're kind of sitting on each other. If I feel like I want to do him a little better as far as looking at him, he's lopsided or he's needs a little bit something else, I can do that here. And then I'm just going to come in here and go around his head like that. I just didn't care for the gray. I'm not a gray person. I do use gray, as you can tell. When I did the bench, I do use gray. But I want my little snowman to pop out a little bit more. So we're just going to bring in a little bit of Ultramarine Blue. If I can get enough here. Let's get him a little bit. We're going to hide some of that anyway. Alright, I'm going to wash my brush. So I washed my brush and dried it, and I'm going to pick up my white and come in here and play with it around this blue. I don't want to get rid of all that blue because of so much the blue background. But he needs some. He needs something. We want him, and I already can tell you I like the blue better than the gray. Sometimes you just have to kind of play with it and see. That's alright, because I can bring in a little bit more. And it's not a line there, it's just a faint. That's what I'm looking for, it's just that faintness. Just bringing in more white. Alright, I am liking the bottom of that. So let's work on this next section. And I'm working around. And then in the middle I can come down. But I'm just trying to fill it in. Let's see, I don't want to leave, it's blending in, that's what I want it to do, is to blend in. And now let's work on his little big old head. So I'm going to come back along in here and just kind of let that, there we go. I don't want a line, I just want it to blend in, that's all I'm working for. And then smooth it out. I want to use just a little bit of the white and just a little bit of the blue, tiny little bit. And I want to put a little shadow right along in here, just a little blue. To give him a little, I picked up a little more white just to put some right here. And I think I'm going to pick up a little bit of that blue and put a little shadowing over here. And if I pick up too much blue and it won't blend, I can always come back in with a little more white. But I do just get that for you to see. I just come in and just spread some around. Let's just grab. I'm going to wipe my brush off because I know I've got blue on it. I'm not washing them, just wiping it off. And I'm going to pick up some of that white. And just come around here. Put a little more snow around. Make it look. Alright, I'm liking that. The only thing is I think I want that a little brighter. So I'm going to bring this around a little bit more. A little more blue here, Ultramarine Blue. Okay, so I've got that. And now that's where I'm going to wipe my brush off again. And I'm just going to pick up some white. And I'm going to come around in here because I know I want more blue in here. Oh, snow in there. And I don't mind it kind of thick on there. I like it like that. And then we just kind of, and that's all I did. Alright, I have decisions to make because my people, as you can tell, my wonky looking people right now, they might be wonky, who knows, all the time. But I have a decision to make on how I want to face him. They're all facing the back. So let me spread you out a little bit. They're all facing this way with their backs to us. Do I want my snowman doing that? Or do I want him facing at an angle? And that's really where I think I'm going with the snowman. So what I'm going to do is pick up my little liner brush with my that's got a little longer bristle. I'm going to wet it and I'm going to dip into my brown and I'm going to put some white together and I'm going to bring him, let's see, I'm going to go in on this side and just barely bring in a little twig where it's actually hiding on his body. And then we'll come in this way. And I want it to go, the decisions you have to make. Do you want it to go one way or do you want it to go another way? I think I'm going to let this one come out this way. And we'll see if it looks too crazy. But that's the way I'm going with my snowman so far. Okay, I'm back to the tree. And I've got some white on my palette. I'm using my number 4 Filbert. And I'm just going to pick up a little white. And I'm going to start trying to come in with just a little white rubbed onto the side. Just to give us some light on this side. Some highlights. And then we'll just put some snow around here. And I'm going to put some right here on this tree. We don't. This nips in, so it's going. I'm just not. They don't have to all be the same as that one over there. Alright, so there's, I'm going to wipe my brush out a little bit. I'm going to come back out to this edge a little bit just to pick up a tiny little brown. I just don't like quite all that. There we go. Alright, there's our tree. Back here at the snowman and decisions. I told you that I decided I want to make him face this way. I'm going to use my angle brush and I'm going to use some black and I'm just going to come along here. Now I have to decide how I want to do his hat. I'm going to bring his hat up this way. So I'm just making him a top hat. And you could put your, if you want to make you a snowman, you can put your hat any kind of way you want it. You can put any kind of hat you want. I'm just angling mine in a little different, and then I'm going to close it in. Kind of tilted to the front for him. I'm also going to use 2/0 liner. I'm going to pick up some black with it, and I'm going to come right in here, and I'm going to put a little mark for buttons, and that's going to be, we're seeing the side of him, and we're just going to put him in one little eye right here, and I'm just coming around a little bit with that eye. So let's put him a little dot here, maybe a little bit bigger, and one right here. And if we want to, we can bring it up. So that would be, we're seeing part of his smile. I'm going to come in with some of this black and brown with my little liner brush, and I'm just going to add some more to his branches here to make them a little different. We're going to add some snow and stuff later, but I've got orange on my palette, and I've got a clean 2/0 liner brush, and I'm going to pick up just a little bit of my orange here, and I'm going to give him maybe a little too much orange. I'm going to bring out just a little bit into his face. I am actually making it rounded, and then I'm going to come out and make it a point. And there's his carrot nose. Alright, I've got my little liner brush again. I think I might be using that. And I've got some red. Actually, I don't think I'm going to use that right yet. I'm going to use my angle brush, my 1/4 angle brush. And I'm going to bring in some red right along in here, just to make him a headband. And I need it kind of thick, I reckon. And we just put him a little flower right here on the side. I'm just tapping it with the toe of my paintbrush. Alright, now I'm going to bring in, I'm going to try to come in at a round angle. And I'm making him a scarf. I guess I should have put the that on later and come and done this first, but I didn't. So let's go ahead and get this on the top here too. Close it in is all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it. I'm going to probably come back and fix that, but I'm going to bring this down right here, and I'm going to bring this down over here. So I'll come back to that limb and fix that limb over that. And there is his scarf. Now, I'm coming back with my small little liner brush, and I'm going to put a little mitten on right here. And I'm going to draw me a little line, and then I'm just going to make a circle around it. And his thumb needs to come right like that on the inside. Let's do another one. Let's put him one right here. We'll put a line right across here. Make it into a little semicircle. And I want to make it a little bit bigger because we got the other one bigger. And we'll probably have to come back with a little bit more because I do have a branch there. Okay, looks like we kind of cut him off right there. And then I'm just going to pick up a little bit of paint, and I'm going to some white, and I'm just going to come back under here and tap some under here on him. Just kind of, it's kind of thick and it can dry. Thick. And it just gives, let you know there's a little something else extra going on under there. Alright, I'm going to use that. I'm using my angle brush, and what I'm going to do is come up here and start tapping some snow on his hat. And you can make it as low on there as you want, as thin on there as you want, or as thick on there as you want. I'm going to try to get this on his flower here a little bit. And then we can put some along in here, just some little, like highlights, highlights, listen at me. Alright, I'm going to take my little brush and I'm going to give his little nose some snow. There we go. And before I go any further, I'm going to pick up some of that brown and black, and I'm going to come in here and see if I can fix his this branch that goes over the scarf. Like, there we go. I'm going to grab my little liner brush here, and I'm just going to put two little dots in his eye. And I'm going to put, because this is really, I'm going to put some snow on his button. Pick up a little bit of that snow and come right here on top of this little branch where we'll put some more in. But I can use probably, well, let's see, I'll just use this little paintbrush. And I'll put some snow up on top of the mittens. And I'm going to put some snow right in here on this branch. I'll put some right there on that top. Just and then we'll just come down here with some more snow. I know it's the white on white, that's why I want to come down on top of the limb some, so it'll you can see it a little bit better on that dark color. Once I got the dark color on my paintbrush, let's put some white on our scarf here. I'm and I'm just tapping some in. I'm just going to put a little highlight there on that. Still got color on my paintbrush. There we go. Gotta wipe my brush off because I'm dealing with wet paint underneath on that from that limb still. And I'm just laying some paint down now. Some paint to be snow. Alright, and then we got to come back in this little corner right here. There we go. I'm liking my snowman. I think I'm pretty happy with him. So that's our tutorial today. Hope you'll pick up a paintbrush and get to painting and loving painting as much as I do. Y'all take care. Have a blessed day.